Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Tyler.
And I'm Luke.
And I'm Erin.
Oh my goodness.
What an exciting episode.
We're pretty humbled right now.
No. Don't be.
So, as if there's anybody who doesn't know, Erin, do you want to explain? Oh, first of all, given Erin's influence, I'm sure there's a lot of new people here. So, hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Tyler. He's Luke, and this is Holy Heck, I Really Like Love Live, our podcast where we go in depth and analyze every single Love Live song from the beginning until now. We already did a bunch of episodes, so if you want to catch the early stuff of Muse and Aqours, you got a whole lot to catch up on. But anyway, Erin, please tell us what you do here on YouTube, as if people don't actually know.
Well, you'd be surprised. A lot of people jump into Love Live all the time, so I'm happy to explain who I am for people who are probably finding your show for the first time, who have just never come across my stuff before. So I'm Erin. I go by ErynCerise on YouTube. I used to make a whole heck of a lot of Love Live content. Scouting videos, tutorials about School Idol Festival, especially event guides and whatnot, you name it. Right now, my output is a little bit lower than it used to be. Right now, I'm mainly just podcasting about Love Live. This is the same as our lovely heroes, Ink and Luke do.
Same here.
Tyler and Luke do. And the occasional scouting video. I'll be moving into some other content in the near future, but I'm still largely known for Love Live videos, and I still get a lot of feedback on them, which I'm very thankful for. So if you want to check me out, my channel is youtube.com/ErynCerise. I have some playlists near the top of the channel that'll show some of my larger works and stuff. Pauses.
That's gonna be in the description. Don't worry.
Of course,
We'll link that, absolutely. So I know, Luke, you kind of learned how to play SIF through Erin, right?
Yeah, that's where I really learned all the team building, before all the hidden numbers were in the game. That's where I learned all the hidden numbers, and really helps you out. So go check out her videos on SIF if you're having little issues, if you're missing tiers by a little bit. Go check them out. She's got the hacks.
Yeah, and I would also recommend, by the way, since I'm not doing those types of videos so much anymore, you can get a lot of good tutorials from my good friend Umida, who I also do podcasts with, and from Otaku no Podcast. He also does the occasional tutorials as well, so check those out as well.
Cool. Luke, by extension, taught me how to play SIF, so I guess I kind of learned from you too. And
I learned it by watching you!
Yeah.
Side note, my girlfriend, who's kind of sort of getting into Love Live but plays SIF, learned the videos from you. She was watching it on my bed once as I was on my computer, and I heard the voice. I was like, hey, you hear that person? She's like, yeah. I was like, yeah, they're going to be on the show. And she's like, oh, that's pretty cool. I'm like, yeah, check it out.
That's about exactly the level of enthusiasm that should be expected. It's like, oh yeah, cool. That's about what I deserve.
It's like, wow, why didn't you just gaping mouth, oh my god, that's so great. But anyway,
that would be too much. I was before the show. I was likening this whole idol tuber scene to a pool of guppies, and for some reason, some of the guppies have decided that a couple of the guppies are pretty cool, and these guppies are mostly bewildered as to why, but enjoy the attention nonetheless.
So we got some really interesting songs coming up. We got some sub-unit singles that don't have B-sides, which is kind of strange. Mm-hmm. But hey.
Kind of a weird situation.
Yeah, they're kind of similar to some of the Muse singles that don't have B-sides either.
Mm-hmm. Right, yeah, like the Blu-ray. I think you got these from buying all the Blu-ray CDs.
Yeah, it was from different locations, yeah.
Yeah. If you bought them from different locations fully, you'd get one of these 3 songs.
Mm-hmm.
All I'm saying is shout out to the Love Live Wiki for actually helping me complete this discography without having to travel to 7 different places in Japan. Big fan. So, let's talk about our questions. Sorry, we completely neglected that part. Anyway, I think this is the latest in the episode we ever discussed the question. Anyway, our question last time is, what was your favorite ship in either Aqours or Muse? And we got one coming in from Raul Alvarez. Could not include your comment in the Erin episode because I knew you were excited for it. And Erin actually mentioned you by name while we were prepping recording. She was like, yeah, he comments sometimes in my videos. He's pretty active in my comment section. So
he's a cool dude.
There you go, fam.
Raul,
he's the MVP,
I see you. Senpai notices you.
So he says, "Oh man, this is really hard though. Like Geirasu no
Yeah,
no
I like that.
Hanazono is the gayest thing. There is nothing that can be done to beat that. In parentheses, unless Aqours really brings out the gun next duets. The fact that Najo and Kusun play along and start pretty much just gently caressing each other and letting their fingers intertwine just sells it forever. That being said, I'm Noza Ellie Trash. I've already imagined their entire lives together, all the way to sweet Nana Nozo sneaking some sweets into her grandkid's pocket behind Grump Nana Ellie's back." And then in parentheses again, I'm shaking because I know who the next guest is, and they're so good. They are a very good, in the words of Raul Alvarez.
They are very good.
Thank you.
So I'm a big fan of that, despite like the fact that it's pretty much canonized at this point.
As far as I'm concerned, I like the ship, so it's canon. That's how I think about it.
If I don't like it, they're friends.
Yeah, if I don't like it, they're just friends. Umi and Ellie, they're just friends, okay? The song's not gay. They're talking about boys at the beach. Come on.
I'll admit I like
Go ahead.
Nozo Ellie a lot, but I feel like because it's basically the canon ship that there are more interesting ships out there.
I respect that. Yeah, it's like
Okay,
it's a really good ship, but you know it's a little old. It's a little crusty. It's been done.
The other, I think it was like a month ago, Luke and I were trying to come up with like the single most crack ships in Love
What did we come
Live.
up with?
Like for Muse, we didn't mix groups. For Muse, we did Ellie Rin. We
Yeah, Ellie
determined
Rin,
that
yeah,
that
Ellie
was the
Rin.
weirdest.
That'd be like the
I think
Bloodbath
for-
ship.
Yeah. I think for
For Aqours,
Aqours
we
we
did
did Dia
Daya
Rico.
Hot.
No,
Yeah,
Dia,
that was it.
Yeah, Dia
Was
Rico.
it-
Yeah, Dia
Was it
Rico.
Daya Hanamaru?
No,
They're
it's-
both pretty awful.
Like
Oh, don't say that. Daya Hanamaru is one of my answers.
Whoops.
That's okay. It's
Dia
never
Rico.
gonna happen, but the flame is alive.
So our second comment is from our boy Dextroy Fuller once again. If you had to choose, you'd go with Hono Umi. I like that one, even though the second years are just all gay together. Their relationship is in the manga is just straight up adorable. Plus the one scene where Umi randomly gives Honk a smooch on the cheek, gives Gay Rasuno a run for its money as the gayest thing to ever come out of Love Live. I've not read the manga, and I should. I got so much other stuff to read though. Dextroy, for you, I'll do it though.
Gonna be mentioning you later on the podcast, so I hope you're still listening. We got some synth path to talk about, and you're our dude.
Dextroy Fuller, let us know down below if you're still listening.
No one else though. Everyone else go away.
No one else. Only Dextra.
So we want to kick things off with some Sharon love right now with P.S. No Mukougawa. There we go. I've like said that name about 4 times in my life. I've always just said P.S. No something or other.
Yeah, no, that was weird hearing it for the first time.
Yeah.
Mukougawa.
Yeah. It'd be like P.S. no Mukougawa, I think.
Yes.
All right, hey, play it. So we got a Ruby opener. That's pretty cool. That's not something you
Maybe.
see too often. I mean, we see it in Sky Journey, but I mean, hey. So, news to everybody. News to me mostly. I had no idea this was considered. I mean, like, you know, take the wiki with a grain of salt because anybody can edit it. But I was not entirely aware that this was classified under the wiki as a Ruby Center song, and that's pretty
it must
cool.
have been pretty recent. It must have been after the Happy Party Train tour or something.
It was definitely,
what I'm
because
thinking.
it was classified, I think, as a Chica Center before.
Yeah.
That's what we thought, yeah. And even some of the videos on YouTube, like the color-coded ones, they all have Chica in the middle, so...
Yeah, and people have to remember about these wiki articles. This isn't like the official list of centers that they're drawing from. Everybody's just guessing who the centers are because there's no official list. And the only way you can
they're
really...
actually just rolling a dice.
Yeah. You're really only guessing based on who seems to have the most focus lines, and sometimes that's not clear. Especially because, like, in PS no Mukougawa, you have all the girls sharing the lines fairly equally.
Yeah. It was. I mentioned it in the. I mentioned it in the little episode discussion that we ended up recording a few days ago, where the Love Live Wiki on Twitter had to go on and say, "Hello, please stop editing Sky Journey because it gets edited every day." Like it's a no. They just like decided, all right, this is a no center song, and we're gonna leave it at that. Do not edit this anymore.
I love that concept. Actually, I actually really do, because like I was watching people discuss it, and people remarked fairly rightly, I thought. That part of the appeal of Muse was supposed to be the whole everybody is the center concept. But for the most part, there were very clearly defined centers, and a lot of the girls got more centers than others, obviously. But with Aqua, you get a lot more songs where it's not clear who's the center, or there's definitely not a center, or it's just automatically kind of a Chica center because she's the leader.
Yeah, the leader syndrome.
Yeah.
But these centerless songs, as the wiki has decided to call them, are kind of nice because that also kind of means that everyone is the center.
They're not nice when Ruby doesn't have a center, though. That's not nice.
But now we knew that she had one all along.
According to wiki editors.
Maybe.
It was because of the... To be fair, that's because of the live performances. Things like centers tend to be decided mainly by choreography when that finally comes out.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
And I think now with My Tonight, she definitely has a center, even if it's a shared one.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's a shared center, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like Sharon songs in general are just a little bit more simple than the other two.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to use the word generic.
They're kind of light, they're bubblegummy, they're poppy. So they follow a lot of the rules of pop, which are very sort of structured and generic.
In my notes for this song, I wrote...
But that doesn't mean it's not fun,
capitals.
Either.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Oh god, yeah, you're right. In my notes for the song, I wrote in capitals, extremely bubbly bass. Because it's an extremely bubbly bass. Like this almost doesn't sound like... I don't know if this is going to make too much sense, but it almost doesn't sound like bass used for like studio production and music. Like it sounds like a soundtrack for something, this song.
Yeah, like it sounds like it would be like leading into background music for the show, honestly.
Yeah, you know right? Like that's what I'm trying to say. Like it's not... It just doesn't sound like radio like level bass. Is just what I'm trying to get at here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just did like all kinds of hand motions for you guys to like get my point here. Like I know you guys didn't see any of them, but they were there.
It's great for radio.
We got these brass sections, which in contrast to the brass sections that we had in Geirasu no Hanazono, I feel like it's a lot less prevalent in the song. Like it's there the whole song, but it's kind of like less of a important factor in the song. It's just more like this song has trumpets sometimes. You know what I mean?
They sound kind of like synthesized trumpets too, almost. They don't sound like real
trumpets.
I know,
yeah, I was gonna say that. Like it almost sounds like borderline like lo-fi.
I wouldn't be surprised if they are, considering they have to get a bunch of these songs out at once. We were kind of joking before the show, like, oh no, goddamn, we gotta get like another one of these songs out. What do we do? What's on your Sega right now? Okay, we'll go with that.
Yeah, King's just playing Sega in the background. Goes to go with.
What do you mean we can't afford to bring a whole mariachi band in the studio today? Like, we need this song tomorrow. Like, got some like clarinet for 2 seconds in the second verse. That's kind of like it's weird.
There's I like some of the stuff that the backing does in the chorus, but overall, like you guys were saying earlier, the backing, the instrumental can be kind of, I don't want to say boring, like bubbly and fun, but it doesn't really put itself apart from the other songs. But in the chorus, you can get some cool stuff like the clarinet.
No, I think you're right with the. I think it's fair to say it's kind of boring. I think compared to the other two songs, I definitely think it's the least exciting.
Yeah,
I think so too. On the other hand, though, I feel like it is kind of underappreciated, at least among the Sharon discography. I do like it better than say Genki Zenkai Day Day Day, just because Genki Zenkai is like way too much in my opinion. They try, as I've heard some people put it, you tried to do too much with it.
Okay.
And this is like a nice simplistic pullback to something that's still fun, but not so like in your face.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's just important. Like, it's important to realize that not every Love Live song has to be the best Love Live song. Like, you don't have to like strive for it, you know.
It's the same kind of appeal. I feel like this song has the same kind of appeal as another Prantom song actually that I quite like. Museum ni Doshtai, I think, or something like that.
Underrated.
Yeah, underrated Prantom song, the Museum song. It's just a nice
The museum
song.
Yeah,
The museum song.
No, but back on like you talk about like backings that even if they try too much, they can still be like memorable. And like Genki's is obviously like super memorable because it's just a mess.
Yeah, and
But
it is fun to play in Sif because it is like they tried.
Yeah.
They really tried with that one.
But like, it's just the nickname I have for the song is P.S. Nothing happens. So like,
the gloves are coming off.
I do like the song vocally though a lot. Like I think Yo just like consistently puts out these fantastic vocal performances, and like there's really no explanation for it other than she's really really good at singing. And this is just like another one of those. This is one of my favorite like Yo performances, and I say like, oh, my favorite Yo performances, and I like try to think of a top 5. I'm like, this shouldn't be too hard, and then it's just like all the songs that she sings in.
Yeah, every single song that Yo is in. Yep. I was doing some like Love Live like theory. I don't want to say theory crafting, but like I was just thinking.
God, I don't want to see what Love Live theory looks like.
I was just thinking some Love Live theory today, right? And I was like, why is it that like I was just thinking of each girl's like utility in every song and just how some sound so great. And I was thinking about how a lot of people aren't like too big of a fan of Yo in a lot of songs, and I feel like compared to someone like Aikyan, I don't know why I'm saying Seiyus. I feel like someone like Yoshiko or Hanamaru, like you could just fit them in any song, it'll sound great. I feel like Yo is definitely more situational than them, and she has to be in her element to sound amazing. But like when she is, it's like wow. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah,
and she's definitely gotten a lot better since the start of the group as well. Like you can hear her straining a bit in Koi ni Naritai Aquarium, but she's a lot smoother in later songs.
Yeah, she's only got
Kimurai Happy End.
Jimo I. She's like only consistently gotten better. And you're like you said, like utility compared to just being really really good at what she does. Yo's just the best at what she does, I think, in the group.
I wanted to mention something about the vocals. I know we just like praised the hell out of the backing to this song. I'm not the hugest fan. Okay, call back to last episode when Luke said the horrible, disgusting comment of, "I like Nawatobi when Hanayo is not singing."
Unlucky.
Oh no, you didn't.
I'm a big fan of this song when it's just the girl singing and when the backing drops out. Like in the bridge, we get like a nice little like smooth jazz thing. You know what I'm talking about? And right into the last chorus, it's just kind of like really in your face, like flashy, like bam, 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 bam. You know what I mean? It's not the traditional backing, and I really like the vocals there. I think they're fantastic. But I just feel like the just in general, I don't want to say the backing ruins it, because I don't think that's the case at all. But I think this song would just work better with a little bit different backing. Like I feel like the vocals are really impressive, and I feel like maybe a different kind of backing would have helped it shine a little bit more. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, well, especially it seems a bit odd because the tone of the music seems a little bit at odds with the lyrics for sure. Like,
oh, I was hoping you were going to talk about this.
Segue. Because the lyrics, if you've never read the translation for the lyrics before, if you didn't know what the song sounded like, you would think it should sound like a little melancholy, honestly. Because this is a song. This is a song about being apart from someone you miss. Maybe it's a friend, maybe it's a significant other, but it's someone you really care about. And maybe
it's Ellie if you're nosing me.
Yeah. And maybe you talk every day even though you're apart, like by phone or internet or something, but it's not the same. And the only way you can think to fill this loneliness in your heart is to write a postcard in a cafe you've stayed at way too long and your coffee's gotten cold and you're shaking from the caffeination so bad that you drop your pen as you're writing the last postscript. super happy fun time song, yeah? So yeah, in a way I kind of like the difference between the tone of the song and the lyrics. Like, you can kind of get a sense of, like, even though you're lonely and you're missing this person, you're still happy thinking about them, still thinking of being happy writing to them. But it is an interesting disconnect still, for sure.
Yeah, I don't think
I love songs like that when they have different kind of lyrics and their backing is it's really kind of
It's definitely cool. You don't see it very much in Love Live. It doesn't help that we don't know what they're saying 90% of the time also.
It happened in what BB song was it? It's not Cutie Panther because that's like really obvious. I think it might have been Diamond Princess no Jutsu, where it's like you listen to the song and it's like, wow, this is a nice song, and then you like look at the lyrics and it's like, I'm going to forcibly be your girlfriend whether you like it or not, and I hate you.
Yeah.
I'll have some thoughts when we get to Guilty Fever.
That was a little more obvious, but yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, so there's that. I just like little things I wrote down. Like there's this in the chorus. There's kind of like it's okay. Does everyone know the in Mario 64 when you don't have enough stars to get to the final Bowser and you go up the endless staircase and there's the song that plays in the background? Are we all on the same page here, Luke? Maybe.
What?
Okay. Well. Okay.
No, I know
okay.
what you're saying, but where are you going?
Okay. Well, in that song, right? It is a specific music theory term called a shepherd's tone. And what that means is it's like a musical optical illusion. So obviously it's not optical, but it's a musical illusion where it sounds like the song is increasingly going up forever, when in reality it like kind of like stealthily drops down and like just keeps going up the same scale over and over and over and over again. And this song doesn't
sort
have
of like
a shepherd's tone.
the oral equivalent of the endless stairs.
Yes, that's
Right.
exactly it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're literally climbing up endless stairs, but yeah. And I feel like this song in the chorus, it's obviously not a shepherd's tone, but I think it does kind of share the same thing because it keeps going up in pitch, like na 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 na, and then it happens again, na 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 na, and it just keeps going up and up and up, and it's like, are we gonna see the end of these stairs anytime soon? Like this, and I just think it's really neat how they did that. Like we were. I don't want to say trashing the song. We were a little bit negative before, but I do think that that's really cool, especially in a song that is pretty simple, like that kind of thing happening. I just think that's really neat.
Yeah, and it's kind of like unlucky that this song compared to the other two is so much more simple, while the other two have so many like cool things going on in them. Like Erin said earlier, it's just like they kind of put it together.
Like we said, it's deceptively simple. Like, for being so simple, we've certainly had a lot to say about it.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh yeah, 15 minutes. Yep, coming up on that time. It's running a little long. Hey, Guilty As, you guys want to listen to Guilty As Fever?
Thought we were listening to Lonely Tuning.
Are we listening to Lonely Tuning first?
I would think if we're going in subunit order.
It's not my note order because I wrote it backwards, but yeah, let's
Let's flip a coin. Flip a coin. All right.
I didn't flip a coin, but it's Lonely Tuning.
Tuning.
All right, Lonely Tuning. Let's go.
DJ タイム会いたい心ハッピータイムハッピータイムつながりたい聞いて私はいつも探
known, if you guys listen to our show before, you know I'm not like the biggest Azalea fan, but man, this song is cash. This is a cash song. I don't know what it is. I think it's mainly carried for me by the radio tuning at the beginning and the end.
What?
Yeah, like
100%.
I'm with
carried.
you on this one.
I don't know who's being ironic anymore.
Totally
I like
sincere.
the radio thing at the beginning and the end. I do like it. I like it when it's got weird things like that. I like the little sunshine in the background. Like that's cool. I like that.
I listen to like a lot of remix and experimental music, so this is totally up my alley. In fact, my complaint is that there's not more stuff like that, because the song would be more cohesive if it had been integrated throughout more of the song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Why can't every Love Live song just be like found through the radio? I agree.
Yeah. Why don't they have Love Live on my Alaskan radio? Come on, get it together. I'm closer to Japan than you guys are. But I was saying that, like, obviously it's nice that it has that, but what really sells me as this being my favorite song, my issue with Azalea is that I don't like the instrumental, but I love them vocally, and this song is so good vocally. Like, this song captures exactly what I love about Azalea vocally, or what I would love if I loved Azalea vocally. Like, Daya's playing this great harmonizing role throughout it. Kanon's just like blaring high notes, and Hanamaru's just like, just right on point. This song is everything I want every Azalea song to be, just with different instrumentals.
Which is different from how I feel, because I really like Azalea, and one of the things I like best about them is the instrumentation. And I do feel like some of their vocal chemistry is not always the best.
I agree. Their vocal chemistry is not always the best, but I love the three of these girls. In theory, the three of these girls being together should be like one of my favorite should be like a vocal thing that I can get behind fully. And it's not always. And I feel like in this song it comes together really well and really carries the song for me. I don't like the instrumental just because I don't really like synth pop, but I get it if you like this song a lot.
I'm super into the whole Vocaloid thing, so that's totally up my alley.
Yeah, you know, even though the song's has a lot of auto tune in it, I still like the way their voices come together.
I was gonna say, like, this has like a strangely uncharacteristic amount of like auto tune in this song. And not that that's at all a bad thing. I just think it's funny because, like, I'm sure like most, if not all, Love Lives have some form of most, if not all, Love Live songs have some form of auto tune in it, just not noticeable because like that's what like studio production is. Like that's what mastering, because like, you know, it can be auto tune without sounding like T-Pain. But like
is this the T-Pain of Love Live songs?
Is this the Dark Souls of Love Live? No, I am. I like that they intentionally kept it in this time. I think it's just really neat, and I feel like it fits Azalea super well.
And it definitely fits like the theme of the song too, because it sounds a bit more artificial for a radio themed song.
And I think it actually like helps super lift Daya's voice. Like, we've talked a lot how this year has been super good for Daya for singing. Like, she's been great this year, and I think arguably a lot better than the year before.
Yeah.
A lot better. But an issue that she has sometimes, and this is just her singing. Like, this is part of her vocal quirk. She can come across kind of flat at times, and that little bit of auto tune can kind of raise it up a little bit and make it sound a little bit neater and a little bit better.
I think it's not always a bad thing, though. I do like how sometimes her flatness is like a plus. Yeah,
it is her vocal quirk, you know, and I like it. I do like it, but I like it when it's a little bit less.
Yeah, it can work as a positive or a negative.
I appreciate it.
And to be fair, like I agree with you. She has improved a lot, and that's probably because she comes more from an acting background and not so much a singing and dancing background.
Exactly. Yeah. And everybody else comes from like a singing background, and she's just here like, hey, I've been in movies.
Yeah. If you ever need any Love Live song or any Love Live girl to talk about being like a Power Ranger or whatever, she's your girl. Like,
I feel like whoever put her on the project must have seen like some vocal talent there at least, or she probably wouldn't have been scouted as a Love Live girl to begin with. But yeah. But she definitely had a lot to learn, and she has learned a lot, and that's very apparent.
Yeah, she's been really good this year.
We joked about how Uchichi at the Happy Party Train tour was like the rejected 10th girl, like the girl who just was barely not good enough. They're like, wait a minute, don't go anywhere. We got a job for you. And
we got a job for you.
So, Dextroy Fuller, let us know down below if you're still listening. We got a comment from Dextroy Fuller about 37 videos ago where he detailed exactly why not Tokimeki, the other one. Oh man, what's that other song on that album?
Oh, Tori Koriko?
I think. Yeah, that sounds.
Oh no, it was Tokimeki. Tori Koriko.
Yeah, Tori
Okay,
Koriko is the lead single. Tokimeki is the B-side.
Okay, that's what I meant. It was detailing how Tokimeki was actually a sleeper synth pop masterpiece, and he went on and on telling us why. And the whole thing basically boiled. Yeah, and it boiled down to basically the electric tone of a song, making it sound grittier. Meanwhile, it's raised by the fact that there's a synth lead to kind of lead it into like a hazier, like dreamlike state. And ever since that comment, I've been trying to analyze synth pop songs differently because I mean we were bad at analyzing songs back then anyway. But like now that we're doing it more critically, I actually just want to think about it instead of being like, oh, I don't like it. And I feel like
I don't like it.
I feel like this song is another prime example of that. Like I hope you're not going to turn around and be like, wow, I think this is the least synth pop out of every Love Live song. But I do think it's we have a we got like the harder bass in the background, and I think that's like the electric tone that you're thinking of, or that you mentioned.
Yeah.
And then meanwhile, like the high synth is constantly harmonizing in the background, especially in the chorus. And I think that's really cool. It kind of like elevates the rest of the song, and wow, I like it a lot.
I think my favorite part of the song, just looking at it from just like a single part that's great, is that bridge at the end where they get really auto-tuned, and that's just so neat. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be like a great part, just like compositionally or something. God, that's neat though. And you get those really neat moments in songs that stick with you, and that's what does it for me. That part in the bridge where the backing kind of drops out a little bit, and it almost sounds like there's like a clap in the background every couple of notes.
And it's also
and it gets they just crank the auto tune up.
Yeah, it's also structurally interesting because in the two verses beforehand, Hanamaru has the least auto-tune, and then she gets the bulk of it in that bridge there.
Cranked up.
That's really interesting.
It's so cool. It's so cool.
I think this might be my favorite Azalea song if I didn't recently take a liking to I almost said Loneliest Bird. What do you call this? Loneliest tuning?
Loneliest tuning. Yeah, we were talking about some stuff while we were listening to this song, and I accidentally called Loneliest Baby Loneliest Tuning.
No, but I've recently taken a liking to Innocent Bird. There we go. Innocent Baby.
Oh my god, Innocent Bird is my jam.
Baby.
And I really do like that song a whole lot. And I feel like the song would be number one if Innocent Baby didn't crank that up there. But yeah.
Is Innocent Bird the one where it sounds like it's in like a
70s sci-fi movie?
80s dance.
Can't get behind that. Can't get behind that. But that's neat.
I love
that
it.
Is neat. That's like a neat song.
It sounds exactly like the music from the original Bubblegum Crisis to me, and I love that shit. So it's one of my favorite Azalea songs for that reason. And I'm probably gonna be the dissenting opinion and say like I really like Lonely Tuning, but it's probably my least favorite Azalea song.
I like that.
That's pretty interesting. That's totally fine. We know your favorite girl is
it might be best girl bias,
Daya,
because I think technically speaking, Tori Koriko probably is the weakest, but it's also best girl song. So shut up.
I was gonna guess that. I was like, all right, I gotta put two and two together here. I know you like Daya. What's a Daya song? Tori Koriko. Okay.
Yeah. Although I will say Tori Koriko, I apart from just liking it through repetition, I liked it a lot more after seeing the live performance version where they take out the magic wands and they wave their ribbons around over everybody and cast a spell. That was adorable.
The outfits.
So good.
Outfits.
The outfits. The
Outfit
bows.
goals.
Guys, don't tell anyone, but even though P.S. Mogadishu is a Ruby Center, I don't really like it that much. It's kind of like consistently my favorite or least favorite Sauron song. Don't tell anybody. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Did you say
P.S.
Mogadishu?
Yeah, I think
something like that.
Mogadishu.
Despite the fact that it is my best girl, I can't get on with that song like I can with every other Sharon song. I love Sharon. They're my jam, but man, I like what you said about Tokimeki like probably being the weakest but still being a favorite. Like I love that. It's like when you have a song and you just like analyze it super critically, you're like, yeah, by all means this isn't a good song, but wow, I love it. Like, that's like my favorite thing.
Exactly.
We have a running joke whenever Azalea songs come out, whenever new Subunit songs come out, I'm like, this will be the Azalea song I fall in love with. And this one came out, and I kind of liked it. I was like, oh, it's probably a Hanamaru solo. That means I'll definitely love it. And like, I still don't love it, but I like it more than all the other ones.
I remember it's always so funny because Luke always finds the songs before me, like I'd say like 80% of the time, especially going back to when this song was released because he was further into Idol Hell than I was at the time. But he'd send the song. And he was like, I didn't listen to this yet, but there's hope. I'm like, okay. And the first text of the day would be like so hopeful, like this is gonna be the one. And like the last text of the day is like, Azalea. Like that's pretty much how every day went.
It's so unfortunate because they're totally not bad at all. Azalea's not bad. It's just not the musical stylings that I like. Like I don't like synth pop, and so unfortunately, it's just not something I like. But man, I really want to like this vocal composition. I just really like the three girls in this group.
Yeah, and I guess that's probably why it's like one of my least favorite Azalea songs, because I do tune to them. I tune to them for the instrumentals mainly, and this one I feel like is nice instrumentally, but it's not quite as synthy as I like it.
And that's exactly why I like it. So.
Different people like different things for different reasons.
Exactly. So someday we'll get that Azalea song, and as soon as there's one that I like more than like give it an 8 or 9 out of 10, it'll be my favorite song of all time. Don't worry.
So.
And the only thing I think we had left to talk about then is the lyrics.
Oh please, that's your forte. Please, you have the floor.
I feel like there's a running theme throughout all three of these songs in that they're kind of a little sadder than you think they are based on how they sound. This one in particular is again about wanting to connect, except it's in a broader sense than in P.S. no Mukougawa. It's about wanting to connect with people over the airwaves. You want to share good music and share good times with everyone out there. Maybe even sometimes to the point of self-sacrifice and using it as a way to fill in the hole of your own bad feelings. But still, it's something happy and you can share it with everybody, so it's good.
That's some good stuff, you know, like sometimes like obviously I like Love Live a lot more because it's in Japanese and I don't know what they're saying. So that, like I can get behind those lyrics though. Those are really nice.
Yeah, like
the one thing I will say I'm sorry. Now, the one thing I will say is it's P.S. no Mogadishu, and
Mogadishu.
Yeah, continue on. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I do like that there is that little hint of melancholy in what are otherwise mostly upbeat lyrics. It gives it just that little hint of depth there that gives it something more than it would be if it were just like, hey, fun party song, listen to the music. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally know what you mean.
Is Guilty Eyes Fever about getting connected in the sauciness?
We'll get to Guilty Eyes Fever.
Okay, my favorite phenomenon in Love Live songs is when I don't actually realize that a section of the song is in English, and then like I look at the lyrics, I'm like, it's been right in my face this whole time. Like, I heard the happy time in the na 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 na. I heard happy, but I didn't hear DJ time. And you gotta like understand that none of these lyrics make any sense at all whatsoever, and like that's the point. Like none of the English. But like I didn't realize it was DJ time until about a week ago.
Right.
And I was like, wait a minute, hold on.
One of my favorite little touches in the lyrics is just after that bridge you mentioned. There's a tiny little stay tuned.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's so good. Stay tuned. Yeah. Oh, that's. Oof. I
want to get in like a sneaky recommendation, by the way. This song reminded me of a song that I came across recently, which is called Tonight, and it's by one of my favorite British groups, The Correspondents. And it is a similar kind of party song about trying to have a fantastic time while also battling feelings of wanting to go home and avoid the regret of having gone.
We're getting deep.
Yeah, this is the deepest.
This is the deepest, baby.
the
deepest, loneliest baby.
No, we'll definitely have to check that out. We'll put a link down to it in the description below.
I just mention it because like the song deserves way more attention than it's getting. Oh right. I also have notes here about the composer and arranger, and it made me realize that we didn't talk about that for PS. That's
a common theme.
Very, very quickly, I'm going to mention the composer and arranger for PS. The composer was Kensuke Okamoto, who only has done really one other Love Live song, which is Tsuruyo Magnetic Today. But the arranger...
Oh, yeah?
Or, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just surprised, yeah.
But the arranger is Kazunori Watanabe, who's done a ton of other Love Live songs.
Oh, who's done every Love Live song, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like one of the most consistently polished arrangers in their stable of creators, I feel like. He's done Mermaid Festa, Natsu o Waranaide, Sakaku Crossroads, Onaji Hoshi ga Mitai, Koi ni Naritai Aquarium,
That's a
Michigo
pedigree.
Dreamer, and the more recent ones like Shadowgate to Love and Kimi no Hitomi o Meguru Boken.
What was the name of that
That's
composer
a
again?
pedigree.
What was the name of the composer?
Kazunori Watanabe.
Okay, I thought it was by chance, this one that Luke and I came across. It was Kyo Takada. There we go. And they made so many incredible songs. It was like Kito Seishun ga Kikoeru, Wild Stars, Moment Ring, stuff like that. And I sent it to Luke, and I was like, Luke, is this the best Love Live composer of all time? And he saw that Susume Tomorrow was on there, and he was like, no. Only because
They also did Takara Monos. Looks like.
Oh, that song's a gift.
Oh,
That's on my list of
speaking
gift
of Stockholm
songs.
Syndrome songs.
Oh, is that a travesty?
Yeah.
Not a big fan.
That song.
No, I love that song.
SIL.
I love that song at this point. Like, have you guys ever heard like the mix that I put together of that?
3, 2, 1. No, I might have actually.
I don't think I have. I'm not too keen on listening to like different mixes. Like I don't actively go out and find them. Like I stumble on them all the time.
No,
but I don't actively like search.
This was something that I put together as like a 24,000 subscribers celebration. I invited people to send clips of them singing the song, and I ended up mixing like 80 different voices together to sing this song together.
Oh,
Wow,
that's
and it actually turned out pretty decently.
the most crowded baby.
Anyway, so for Lonely Tuning, they share the same composer and arranger. It was Kon K for both of them, who's really only done 2 songs in the Love Live discography, but they're both pretty good. Dreamin' Go-Go and Yozora o Nandemo Shitteru no.
Ooh,
Dream of Go-Go is so underrated.
It is! It's in my top 10 for
Yozora
Muse
Wanandemo
songs.
Underrated.
is so underrated.
Hey, that song's good, but like Dream and Go-Go, that's so underrated. We did an episode of songs you just like might not have heard of, like underrated
Yeah.
songs, and I was like, I don't know if anybody's like, I feel like people just don't know this song exists because it's kind of like niche, you know? You gotta,
Yeah.
like, kind of, it's hard to find sometimes.
Yeah, like it wasn't in
It's so
SIP for
good.
the longest time, and it's only really
was,
associated with the live Blu-rays.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like the last 2 Muse songs that I didn't have were the 4th and 5th live songs. I just didn't even know they existed. I found Dream and Go-Go. I was like, whoa, this song's lit.
I know. Yeah,
I
no,
love when
like
that happens.
I said, it's in my top 10 Muse songs. If I had made my top 10 Muse list, you would have heard me talk about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Yozora is also a gold song. Probably Sharon's
Gold.
best song, honestly.
Oh, I
Yeah,
agree. Believe me,
It's Tyler's like 2nd or 3rd favorite song. So.
it is. It's number 2.
So, Lonely Tuning is not in lonely company, let's say.
Not the loneliest
Speaking of
baby.
top-
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Speaking of top 10s, we got Guilty Eyes Fever. Guilty Eyes Fever is like borderline in my top 10. I haven't like.
Did anyone mention
cemented
top
it.
10s? What kind of segue was that? Oh, we
We were
talked.
talking
Okay.
about- yeah, come on, Tyler. I swear to God, I'm gonna.
Sorry,
come to
no,
New
we
York,
went
I'm
back.
just
I was gonna
beat you.
do-
I'm going to beat you.
Dude, I was gonna do the best segue ever before. You were like, yeah, I can fully get behind that. I was like, Fuller, Dextroy Fuller. Like, hey, let's talk about synth pop.
I'm going to beat you next time when I fly down to New York next year. You're gonna get it. Let's play Guilty Eyes Fever.
じゃないなら受け止めるよ恐れずにさらけ出してよぶつかってきないよもっと知りたいよずっと狙ってた私の Guilty Eyes 君という人のこと全て捉えたい You are my love 逃がさないシャッター二人だけの世界へ他はい
You guys ever complete a puzzle, like a jigsaw puzzle, right?
Like a 10-piece one, yeah.
Best feeling.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So you know how every piece fits together exactly where they're supposed to be? Mm-hmm. All right. Well, there you go. That's Guilty Eyes Fever. Like that's
Guilty Kiss in a nutshell.
Yeah. It just like,
I agree. I agree completely. But let me just gush about this song for 1 second. All right. So this song is split up into 3 parts. It's a subunit song. So
don't take all the gushing. Leave a little bit for me, okay?
don't worry. I just want to talk about the the jigsaw puzzle aspect of this song. So. Everybody knows at this point that Mari screams and it sounds good no matter what she is screaming. Yoshiko can do anything in her alto and it sounds great as long as she can do soprano too, it'll sound great too. And then Riko is like the slower, higher harmonizer, like that's all like common knowledge at this point. In this song, Mari screams first, right? She just screams her head off and it sounds great. The Yoshiko does this weird mix of like alto with soprano. Pretty much the same thing that Mari does, except it sounds more technical than Mari, just because Mari is screaming, and I mean that's how she sounds good. So whatever. And then in the pre-chorus, I always said Rikako. Riko is just like, just this slow build-up with like kind of harmonizing with herself. It's just what everybody's good at. Everybody is so perfect at what they do in this song. That's all. That's the only point I'm trying to get across here.
Anya was put on this earth to scream.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah,
No, you're right.
I really like how the other two are, I don't want to say spitting like they're these great rappers, but they're just like, there's so many more lyrics coming out of their mouths throughout the entire song whenever they have a solo, that being Yoshiko and Mari. While it's so neat whenever they get to Riko, how the tempo, she completely like shuts down shifts the tempo, and you can look at it like, oh, I like the fast beat song more, but it's like kind of jarring, and it's nice. It makes you listen, you know. And and then the tempo immediately picks back up after her, and I like that when they play with it like that. Mm-hmm. And Riko does a great job of doing that throughout this entire song.
It gives you like a nice kind of like wave feeling as you're watching this, or as you're listening to the song. A little bit of up, a little bit of down, and then right into the high intensity part of the song.
And for me personally, like this vocally was the first time where I knew Riko was a talented singer, Riko, however you want to state it, whichever one's the singer, right? And I knew that she was a talented singer and was very good. But this song specifically was the first time where I was like, damn, Riko can sing. Like she had been this great high harmonizer that was able to pull off a couple solos here and there that sounded good, and this is the first time where I really picked up on her vocal quirk, where she does this nice
like little squeak at the end.
Yeah, the squeak at the end, and I really like that because that was something last year that was really missing for me. Last year being 2016, for Riko was a vocal quirk while everybody else has one. She was just kind of like this good singer, and it was nice. It was nice coming into this year to kind of get more vocal quirk from her.
Her vocal quirk was the fact that she was just Ellie.
Yeah.
Her vocal quirk is, I can sing.
She's good.
That's it. Yeah, that's exactly. I am a good singer by traditional means.
I know what musical notes are and can hold them.
Can make them come from my throat
and make them sound naturally flowing together.
Before we get too far off topic, you mentioned how it sounds a little jarring before and how Riko kind of like breaks up the pace for the song. Mm-hmm. I think that's especially true like right before the chorus, at the very, very end of the pre-chorus, when it's the whole instrumental drops off and it's the let me love you and you are my love. And I like that a whole lot because it just grabs a hold of you and it's kind of like, all right, this is the pace of the song now. Like, get ready.
That's not uncommon in EDM. It's basically the
drop.
It's the
drop, yeah. Yeah, that's right. But I just like it a whole lot. It's really neat.
I say that like I'm trying to integrate with the youth of today. Hello, fellow kids. I too appreciate the drop.
Skrillex, am I right, children?
And obviously, like, Tyler and I aren't EDM masters. We don't know all the words. But, man, let us know down below the words that we're trying to come out of our mouth. But, man, is it good? Were the words coming out of my mouth? Did those make any sense? Let us know down below. I think I'm broken.
Yeah.
I just really like the song.
I know
the song,
you're broken.
like I said, is, like, borderline in my top 10, and like now that I'm talking about it, I'm just like, I just put it number 3, like that's fine. Like, the song has such a great vocal performance from all 3 members. We've seen like throughout all of Guilty Kiss that like Yoshiko is this fantastic vocalist and is always great. You know, Mari is I guess, a fantastic vocalist. And I don't say that in a negative way. It's just like she's good, even though she just screams and like has zero pitch control, which is really fun.
like
Well, she's,
my
she's
like,
a solid singer. She comes from an Enka background, so she has a lot of singing training. But I think she's more of a character singer than she is like a pure quality singer.
Yeah, if you listen to Aina singing outside of like Mari, it's quite a bit different. But man, I just love Mari singing. But man, this song for me just really put Riko on the map as how good of a singer, how well she can not necessarily sing, but how well she can take the reins of a song and make it her song.
How well she can lead,
yeah. Because we've heard her sing, we haven't really heard her lead till now.
Sing. I'm a big fan of. It was the same thing that happened in Nawatobi, where all it is a note that's sung, and all it does is go up in just one half pitch. So that's essentially like one distance between a note, and it's in the chorus. I don't know the lyrics, so I can't really sing along to it, but it's in the chorus towards the end, and it happens twice. It's ba 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 da da na na na. You know what I mean? Like just when it just goes up by the one na 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 na. It's just I'm a huge fan of that. That always gets me. Just simple stuff like that. I have like 3 or 4 like things musically where it just happens in a song. And it's wow, I like that. You know what I mean?
We have 3 songs this week that were just like really good vocally. You can say I like the backing in all 3 of them, but man, just vocally, all 3 of these songs are just fantastic.
They are really good.
And I think
that's why I wanted to talk about them. They're a really nice. They're a really nice trio of songs.
Yeah, and I think you get that when you only have one song. We talk about it a lot, how the 3rd song on some of these singles can kind of feel like a throwaway song that they just put on there
that happens
because they just
constantly.
wanted another song to be on there. But I almost want to say you kind of get that where they have more time to work on the single song vocally when there's only one song. I think that's very cool.
I know exactly what you mean, yeah. Especially with we got to detailing it before with Happy Party Train with Shoujo something.
Oh, Shoujo Ijo, whatever.
There it is. And,
I mean, really all 3 of them. Like
Shoujo
Ijo Koi Gashtai or something.
Todo Kanai is pretty like cool. It's a cool song to watch live, but I don't know how great of a song it is.
Yeah.
I like the song. Like I have it on my phone. I definitely like the fact that it exists. It's just not something I'm gonna really dive critically
especially compared
into.
to the other 2. It's quite a bit like lower.
Yeah, how are you
that's
gonna
what
compare
it comes down to is like compared to the other 2 that are before it, like Sky Journey, Happy Party Train, like the 3rd song is just like it's good, but compared to the other 2, like those are 2 really good songs.
I love Matete and Aquarium,
Matete
and then you get like it's just so hard to hold the candle.
Yeah,
there.
and even in the first single, Aqua Heroes, I think is the weak link on that one.
Was Heroes the 3rd one? Is Heroes the 3rd one?
Heroes was the 3rd one on that one.
Yeah,
okay.
For some reason, I was thinking 0 to 1, but I
no,
mean,
0 to 1 is alright.
0 to 1 is like 0 to 1 and Kimi no Kokoro are just outshine Aqua's here so much. Like,
but they'll get on their jet and fly at Mach speed. I don't want anyone to forget that line.
Akula's punch. Yeah, don't forget it. Don't forget
it's fun. But yeah, it's of the 3, it's the least memorable.
Yeah, by far.
Yeah, that's just always what happens. Yeah, it's like what like Listen to My Heart being next to After School Navigators. Like no matter how great a song Listen to My Heart is, it will always be next to the single most interesting song in the entire Love Live discography.
Unlucky. Listen to My Heart's so good,
and it's
but it just doesn't.
It's sad because that's the lead single.
Yeah, I know.
know.
It's just like it's kind of the same. Like I love Shinrai, I love Oshiete Love, but man, Anone Gabare just like outshines it so much for me. And it's not, and it's the side. It's the B-side.
We have a name for that. That's Baby Baby Koi no Button syndrome.
Yeah,
when you're right next to Snow Halation. Like
even
what
though
are you gonna
like
do?
Baby Maybe is good, it's a very good song. It's just next to Snow Halation, you know. Like and that's what's cool about these 3 songs. They're by themselves, and like you can only
we got a little off topic here, like.
Yeah, like you could argue that like PS is the weakest, quote unquote, but I still really like PS, and like I think I was gonna say earlier, like technically I feel like Guilty Eyes Fever is the best of the 3. It's the most technically polished, it's the most vocally cohesive, it's the coolest, it's the best of the 3, I think. But I feel like I have a little more affection for PS no Mukougawa. Even it might even just be because it's the underdog and it's a pretty decent song despite itself. So yeah, it's a pretty well-balanced trio of songs, I feel like.
Can I mention something about? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. All you. I was gonna say trash. I was just gonna fill airway with trash. Go ahead.
there's something, I get like a weird vibe from Guilty Eyes Fever that I don't have with too many other songs, and it doesn't make it bad. It's just something that let me explain. Like Guilty Eyes Fever, I feel like, I wanted to say this first, how there's a constant pitch being maintained throughout the entire verse, right? And it's not something you'd really pick up on the first time you listen to it, but after you listen to it 500 times, it's like just the same note over and over again, like it's burm, 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 burm in the background, and like everything goes from there. And I feel like this song is almost limiting in a way. Like I feel like there's only so much that you can do with this song. Like in PS Mogadishu, we have like
what does that even mean?
Don't worry about it.
He's on it now. He's on it. He's not gonna lose it.
We have the completely different bridge of like the kind of smoother jazz. And it's like, that's cool because he didn't think a song like that could take you there. Or in Lonely Tuning, we have like the radio kind of dramatization coming in. And I feel like Guilty Eyes Fever, it's just, the song is like in its own box. You know what I mean? It's in the Guilty Eyes Fever box. And there's only so much you could do with it.
Yeah.
And like,
well,
that's not a bad thing. It's just...
When you put it that way, that's kind of fitting though, because that'll lead into what I have to say about the lyrics too.
Yeah, but that's like, it's not at all a bad thing. It's just, I feel like the song is just its own entity, and there's only so much song here. You know what I'm trying to say? Not that that's a bad thing. It's just an observation I had.
Yeah, and I was talking about with Lonely Tuning how I'm not a big fan of synth pop, like well known, and I'm not a big fan of EDM either. But man, this song just does it for me. Like it's just so weird that it does it so much for me that I love this song so much, and I don't even like EDM. Like.
So anyway, please talk about segues. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, we hinted to the lyrics in the last segment.
Like you said that it kind of feels like this song is stuck in a box, kind of, and I think that's kind of fitting because this is a song about kind of being like willingly trapped with someone. I feel like.
Okay, this is like literal Stockholm syndrome. Okay, go ahead.
It's literally like this one. The Guilty Eyes Fever is literally, I have a fever for you, and my eyes are locked on you, and I know you feel the same way, so let's get it on.
Whoa. That's what I was hoping we'd go for.
Typical Guilty Kiss BB fashion.
Yeah.
Have this whole song which is the elaborate ruse to be like, hello, please get with me.
It's literally like, don't be shy, just be greedy and give in to your love like it's a fever you can't shake, basically.
I like that.
And it's like, it's a lot of like dancing like you and the other person are the only people that matter, and you fall together into this relentless passion and damn the consequences kind of thing.
Oh, this is good. I like this.
Although to be fair, I said I had some words for this song too, and it sort of edges up against a line kind of in a couple of places for me, because there's a couple lines about like you can't run away and you can't escape, which is a little bit on the creepy side maybe.
No,
sexual coercion is no kids.
Yeah. What are Maki's famous words? I want to be your girlfriend.
Yeah, and
Diamond Princess No You Too 2020.
This is some Cutie Panther stuff, man. Holy guacamole.
Cutie Panther doesn't even try to hide it. It's like, I'm literally chasing you and you're not going to escape.
I think what saves the song at least is it's pretty clear from the way they describe things that both the participants in this song are feeling a sort of similar passion, and that you should both just go with it.
They both got the Guilty Eyes Fever.
They both got it. The implication is that both participants are willing participants in the Guilty Eyes Fever.
That dude's been checking out the Mari loop from across the room the whole night.
No, the real saving grace for the song is the fact that it's in Japanese and I can't understand it.
Yeah, there we go.
So you don't got to worry about social connotations when you can't understand the song.
That's easy.
Overall,
like, really great song. I think it's all three of our favorites. I know it's my favorite by a long shot.
I think I'm torn because I think this one is the best, and I think I like it the best, but I feel more attached to PS no Mukougawa.
Okay.
I feel like a traitor not saying PS no Mukougawa. Mogadishu is not my favorite, because like I've been so I almost like Stockholm syndromed myself into liking that song, Like I was hanging out with. I don't want to say liking that song because I do like that song, but like I was hanging out with Luke. I was like, I think this might be better than Genki Zenkai, and he's like, nah, Genki Zenkai is better. And I listened to them both a bunch of times. I'm like, yeah, I like Genki Zenkai.
No, I remember what I said. I was like, nah, Genki Zenkai is better. Something happens in that song.
But
the something that happens, unfortunately, is ear bleeding.
Is a mess, and I love it.
I do think that Guilty Eyes is probably my favorite in this one. Sorry, Sharon. Love you in every other instance. But it's not even that this song is bad. It's just the other ones are really good.
Just on Google right now. What is Mogadishu?
Let us know down below in the comments what Mogadishu is.
Let us know down below if you've cleared Mogushan Volt's 25 heroic in World of Warcraft.
Dang.
It is the capital and most populous city of Somalia.
Yeah, PS
That's what they're singing about. They're
capital
writing a
of Somalia.
They're writing a postcard to Somalia.
That's right. This is a deep meaning here. You guys are just on some surface level stuff.
They're writing to all the people who are going through strife. Anyway, I want to finish up with like the composer arranger stuff. There's not much to say about this one, but might as well because we did it for the other two. The composer and arranger are two different people, but they're both part of the same circle, I think. I tried to Google for who these people are, but there's not much information about them. They're called Art Refract, and it seems to be like a group of people who work on songs.
That's
Possibly as part of like a Vocaloid type community, but I'm not sure. I couldn't find much information again. But yeah, the composer is someone named Yuki Honda, who's never worked on any Love Live before, but they're part of this group. And the arranger is Takuya. The arranger is Takuya Sakai, also part of Art Refract. The only other song he's worked on is Humming Friend, which is dang respectable in and of itself.
That's a neat song.
Mm-hmm. It's very underappreciated, I think.
Yeah.
But
I'm glad you guys like it.
But yeah, there are a couple of other Art Refract songs. Probably the best one is Manatsu wa Dare no Mono.
Ooh. Big fan of that one.
Hopefully they get more work in the Love Live discography. They seem to do good
that'd
work.
Be really cool.
In a kind of related note, one of our friends over on our channel a few days ago, when I posted my little mini cover of Bokutachi. So speaking of which, I gotta start calling it Bokuhito. Yeah, there we go. Because there's another.
Start calling it the sad.
There's another Bokutachi in the Love Live discography. Not to mention Bokutachi like literally means we, so it's like, hey man, have you heard we? And that just sounds. Anyway, they talked about how Bokuhito was composed by Zach, or Z-A-Q in all capitals. And they're like Atlantis artists who's only made this song in regards to the Love Live discography. So it's like these one-off artists, man, are doing a really great job. Like honestly, just we got Bokutachi, we got this song, and it's like just find random people to make songs. Like they'll make it sound great. Yeah,
like I wonder how they contract out the people who make the Love Live songs, because it's so many different people who work on them, and clearly when they find someone who works, they bring them back on again and again.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Although it's surprising they haven't hired this Zach person back.
Yeah, that was RYC 03.
They keep hiring Effie though, which was the arranger on that song.
Hire me, Lantis. You guys go out of the way to demonetize all of our videos. Come check me out. While you guys are scrolling through, hitting that little circle, just check me out. I don't got any musical talents, but scope me out. I sang choir in high school. That's pretty decent.
When I was going hard learning Japanese about a little bit more than a year ago, I was using Hello Talk, which I don't know if you guys know what that app is, but it's basically, it just connects you with Japanese people who are trying to learn English and English people who are trying to learn Japanese. And of course, the community is just like a bunch of weebs versus like actual Japanese people who are like trying their best. Like, hello, I studied the dictionary today, and then meanwhile over here, like, hey, konnichiwa. Like,
what is your favorite anime?
Yeah, and there was this one guy.
No.
The people were really respectable, but there was this one guy who was like, hello, I work at Lantis. I'm like, what? Nani?
This is news.
He's like, yeah, I made some songs at Lantis. And I'm like thinking, like, I know Lantis is more than just Love Live, obviously. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, wow, that's pretty great. Like, and I was like, can you tell me about it? He's like, I did one song. I'm a freelance artist. I'm like, oh, okay. I thought you were like a top executive. I'm like, hey, any info on the new Love Live single?
Maybe you met Zach.
Yeah, maybe.
Yes, that's Zach.
Spoilers, you met the Bokuhito guy.
That's him. I specialize in making people cry.
So our question for you guys today, since we end every episode with a question, is what is your favorite song from your least favorite subunit? What's a song that you absolutely love from a subunit you don't necessarily like as much as the other ones? So Tyler, what's your answer to this one?
I feel like I'm cheating a little bit because there's a lot of talk of Prontomps in our like pre-question discussion. So I don't want to, because Prontomps is probably my least favorite, but I don't want to add more Prontomps here. I feel like that's a little mean. So I'm gonna do BB. I'm just not the hugest BB fan. We talked about this a little while ago, but I love Natsu Oranaide. Mainly because it doesn't sound like a BB song, if we're being 100% honest with ourselves. It's R&BB.
R&BB,
You were just waiting to use that pun, weren't you?
It's been I've had that cooked up for years. No, I'm a huge fan of that song. I feel like, without analyzing it too much, because I mean that song's kind of on the horizon here, but I feel like everyone in a guilty as fever kind of way, everyone just fits into their dynamic so perfectly. Even like Nico fits in with this being kind of like a slower song and that not being her thing. I think this song just works so well, despite it not at all being the traditional BB style. Anyway, how about you?
It's super underrated. I really like it.
Love that song. How about you, Erin?
Well, I was the one who was talking Prontom, and I feel bad because like all three of the members of Prontom are in my top 5 Muse girls, but I really feel like the songs in Prontom don't really do them very, very much justice a lot of the time. But I think when Prontom is at their best for me is when they are playing to their super cutesy side, because I feel like that is what they do best, with Kotori's super high-pitched voice and Hanayo's like super like kind of meek and soft, and Honoka's stronger voice to sort of bring them both up. So when they do these super like bubblegum cutesy anime songs, I feel like that's when Prontom really works for me. So I'm gonna say, you're probably gonna be surprised, because I know a lot of people don't like this song, but I really like Pua Pua.
I was waiting for it.
Oh,
As soon as
yes.
you said bubblegum song, I was like saying in my head like Pua Pua Pua
It's
Pua Pua.
Like that's what we.
You need to understand that Erin did not say her answer before this, so I was like,
We were waiting with bated breath.
I really like that one, although I think it might be tied with another underappreciated Prontom song, which is Cheer Day, Cheer Girl.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I thought the other one.
That's another like bubblegum song that I really like.
I thought the other one might have been like Sweet and Sweet Holiday, but hey, Poo Poo.
Oh god, no! I really don't like Sweet and Sweet Holiday. That one never made it to Stockholm Syndrome with Sif play for me. Like, we were talking before the show started about songs that have made it into Stockholm Syndrome for you, like you used to hate them, but now you've played them so much that they've looped back around into being good. That's Mogyuto Love for me, but some songs just never make it there, like Oh Love and Peace, and Sweet and Sweet Holiday.
Or Loneliest Baby. Or Loneliest Tuning.
Okay, Love Novels is one of my most played songs on YouTube because I'm trying to convince myself that I actually like that song. And every time I listen to... Okay, so this is going back, but I said that Love Novels is probably my least favorite Love Live song of all time. Every time I listen to Love Novels, I find something else I don't like about it. I'm like, this is having the exact opposite effect. I want to like this song so bad. Like, please. But anyway,
I think I like Love Novels because the beat map is really fun, so that one, that keeps that song fun for me. But I can understand anyone who doesn't like it too.
When SIF makes a song better, it can make the song a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
There was a mosquito flying around the studio during that song. Do you hear it? Listen to that song and tell me that there's no mosquito flying around. It's just high pitched. What are you doing? Luke, please get me off this Love Novels train. I'm begging you.
Okay. So I was going to go Lonely Tuning, just because I was like, favorite song from least favorite subunit. Oh, Lonely Tuning. I was like, no. That's not true to the heart of the question. I was like, what's your song you love from a subunit you don't like? I'm going to go Prontomps.
Yeah,
I like Prontomps enough, but like, it's just, sometimes it's just Prontomps. But golly, is No Exit Orion just a masterpiece? I love that song so much.
It is decent.
You guys kind of got like the
That's good.
two like dynamics of Prontomps here. Aaron's like, I love the bubbly side, and Luke's like, I like the somber.
Yeah, I like that song. I like the slowness. That soprano Hanayo is one of the few soprano Hanayos I really adore, and Honk is just so incredible in that song. One of my favorite vocal performances from her, and I truly enjoy that song. It was between that and Whoa Powerful Day, but I went with that one. Two songs that I really like. One of my favorite just CDs in all of Love Live.
That's a
Yeah,
good
no,
pick.
it is pretty solid. I'm actually kind of puzzled why I don't like those songs more than I do, because they are solid songs. They don't really do much for me.
How do you feel
It
about
it took me a while.
How do you feel about Love Marginal?
I really hate to use the word overrated because I hate the word overrated. But
No. It can be overrated while still being really good. It can be like J. Cole.
But
or
it's
like
that's such
Kendrick
a word
Lamar.
though, because it's like, how dare you like something more than I like this thing? But I don't know. I like it, but I don't know. It's just whatever, kind of for me.
So we found the
Which
two.
is
Say
weird.
it quietly.
Which is
I
weird because
agree.
I've done like a cover of this song with two of my idol tuber friends, which was really fun to do. But we did that mainly because the three of us all had Prontomp Best Girls, and we thought, oh, what's a good Prontomp song to sing? Let's sing that one.
We have the whole spectrum of Prontomps listeners in this call right now. All two of them.
But yeah, let us know down below.
I just with Prontomp, give me all the sugar.
Yeah.
But not Sweet and Sweet Holiday. That's too much.
No, Sweet and Sweet
She said
Holiday actually
macaroons in
isn't
that
enough
song.
sugar.
So
Yeah.
for everyone new here, what we like to do is as you've probably heard in the beginning if you made it this far, we do read off like 2 or sometimes 3 comments from the last video. So if you do comment, you have a chance to be read in the next episode. That's always pretty hypey. So
Senpais will notice you.
Ooh.
So, we just want to say, like, honestly, having you on the show, Aaron, was such like an end game goal for us. Like, it was like a joke. Like, we were talking back and forth, like, what if we get ErynCerise on the show? Ha ha ha! Like, that was like the punchline in and of itself, right there. Like, the fact that you'd ever be on. Imagine. And like,
Spoilers: the size of the Love Live fandom is smaller than you'd think it is.
No, yeah, thank you so much for coming on.
For real.
We really appreciate it.
And
Big fan of
No,
your
no,
content.
no, it was great fun.
anyone who's new
I
here,
hope
like,
you enjoyed your stay.
thanks so much, anybody who's new, for sticking around till the end. We really appreciate it. We do this every week. It always comes out on Friday around 3 o'clock Eastern time. Maybe a little later if I'm lazy for some reason, but normally 3 o'clock. Sometimes we get the young 2:30 release if I have something to do. So, but yeah, no, we really appreciate you guys listening, and we appreciate you being here, Aaron. Thank you so much again.
Thank you so much for having me, guys.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, I don't even know how to end this. I'm Tyler again.
And I'm probably Luke.
I'm going to bed.
Yeah,
Good
I
night,
feel that. I
everybody.
respect that.
Thanks so much for watching.
Bedtime.
Bye.
待ってないよ甘い